Hi everyone, Leslie Ray here, filling in for Christine today for Tuesday tutorial from Digital Delights by Luby Lou. Today I want to share with you a technique called the Frantage Technique. For this I'm going to use a Halloween accessory set, some cardstock and glue, black marker, a heat tool, and some emboss powder. So let's get started. The Frantage Technique is originally came about as part of a it's a powder, and this powder is not Frantage. There's a company that makes a powder and they call it Frantage, but you can do the technique with any powder that's got some chunks in the emboss powder. It's harder to do with emboss powders that are super fine or detail. But if there's chunky embossing powder, the larger grains, you can do this. And you see how it's melted and kind of speckledy on the card. And that's what we're talking about, how to do this Frantage. I've had lots of people ask about this, and so I'm going to show you. Well, first I'm going to show you on just a blank piece of cardstock because it's easiest to learn with. And you want a powder, like I said, that has different grains. Let me pour this one out. This one has some grains that are super fine, and then it's got these really big chunks. You can see the individual chunks of embossed powder, the enamel, and that's what you can see. Some really fine over here, but the really chunky is what you're looking for, and that's going to give you the best look for Frantage. Traditionally, you see the white with the gold or whatever. I like this powder that I'm using. It's got kind of a little grayness to it. But you sprinkle it out just like that, just like I did, and you heat from underneath. It's that simple. And when you heat from underneath, be sure you get your hand out of the way, and it will start to melt. We'll see it melt here in just a second. And it's good to go. It's just melted onto the page like that. And if you're not sure it's melted, you can go back on the top, but it just melts on there. And it's really that simple. You can experiment with different ones. This was one that had, like I said, some grays and stuff in it. This one is got a little black in it, and a little more of the lighter or the softer powder in it. And so you can do this again, heat it from underneath. And watch it melt away pretty quickly. It's really, let me see. It's really that simple. That's all there is to it. So what I've done is today I'm going to do my card. So for my focal point, I'll show you how I'm going to use a simple card like this as a focal point and kind of jazz it up with a little bit of Frantage and some extra embellishments. So like I said, I like this lighter one, and just experiment. If you don't have any that you really care for and you want to just you want to make your own, that's certainly a doable thing. Get a couple of large, like beauty, ultra thick emboss enamel, and mix it with some regular emboss powder, and then add in a little of the ultra fine. You can make some really neat colors mixing them. If you don't like where it is, you can wipe it off and start again. And you can decide either just to do it on just the bottom edge, or you can do it all the way around. Whatever makes you the happiest. I like it all the way around, kind of. And just kind of sprinkle it gently when you're going at the different areas. It doesn't have to be real thick to get a really pretty technique. The reason you do it on the bottom instead of on the top is because if you did it on the top, it would blow it away like that. So you want to do it from the bottom. And this requires no adhesive on your cardstock. You could do adhesive, but then the freedom to erase it if you didn't like where you have your spot. So maybe you didn't want one to go right there in the middle of that moon or something like that. You could erase it if you didn't have adhesive on there. I liked it in the middle of the moon. I like it kind of when it overlaps my images just a little bit. And I'm almost done with this one, going all the way around. Just a little bit on the colored image up here at the top. See, I popped my card in the middle of that, so I want to reposition that. There you go. And this is something you can do in layers if you decide you need more. Less is more on this. So if you decide you want more, you can always come back. If you get too much on there, you're kind of stuck. Okay. So I like how that is. And then, ow, generally, don't stick your thumb in the middle of it because that's still hot and it hurts. But generally, what I like to do is go around the edge of my piece with a black marker. So I'll do that. And then for this, I want to add also a little bit of color to it. And I'm going to use a sponge and some distress ink. I'm just going to go around the edge a little bit. And kind of darken my background since this isn't night. This is not necessarily part of the frontage technique, it's just how I'm choosing to finish off this card. The frontage refers to the embossing powder that we used. There we go. I think that looks good. And then for fun, I want to add a couple of die cuts to the front of my card. I'm adding a little ink to my die cut, just a smidge. Same ink. And let's see. I'll stick this one on there. And this one on top. And then for fun, I'm going to add some jewelries. I love jiggle eyes on cards. I think it adds such a neat personality to the card, especially for Halloween cards. So I have those two there, and then all these different sizes of jiggle eyes. They're so much fun to work with. But I'm going to do one big one, one small one, right here, and then I don't like it when they go eyeball down in the glue, yeah. That one, and one more large one. There we go. So I'll have these fun little jiggle eyes on here with great little pumpkins. We could draw little faces on the pumpkins too to bring out the jack-o'-lanterns in them. But I love this for my card front, and I'll be putting this on another piece of cardstock base for just a very simple and quick card, using the Frantage Technique to get that wonderful emboss powder on there, a little distress ink, and a couple of added embellishments to just jazz it up some. So I hope you enjoy this quick and simple tutorial and give it a try. I can't wait to see your own Frantage cards, and you will see my finished card on the blog. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you again next week. Thanks.